Have you ever found yourself questioning your place in a relationship? You're showing up, giving your best, your time, your energy, your care, but something feels off. The connection seems one-sided, like you're walking a path alone when it's supposed to be a shared journey. Deep down, you sense it. The late replies, the excuses, the lack of enthusiasm when you share your dreams or struggles. These are not the signs of someone who truly values your presence. You're not alone. Even the strongest, most confident men have felt this way. It's a silent struggle that society rarely talks about. But here's the truth. When someone values you, it's evident. It's not just in grand romantic gestures, but in the small, consistent actions, a thoughtful message, genuine curiosity about your day, or even the simple act of listening without distractions. As a Stoic man, you know your worth isn't tied to someone else's validation. Your strength comes from within, grounded in principles, discipline, and self-respect. Yet, let's not deny it. Relationships are a dance of mutual effort and respect. When one side stops dancing, the music fades. So if you've noticed these four behaviors, indifference, disrespect, lack of support, or emotional distance, it might be a sign she doesn't truly value you. But fear not, warrior. This is not a moment for despair, but for clarity. Because awareness is power, and with power, you gain the ability to choose relationships that honor your worth and align with your values. Welcome to Stoic Monarch, where we blend timeless Stoic philosophy with practical advice for building a stronger, more resilient life. Together, we'll help you navigate challenges, grow in wisdom, and stand firm in the face of adversity. If this resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Let's dive into the signs and how you, as a Stoic man, can rise above them. 1. She never makes time for you. Time is one of the most precious gifts we can give or receive. It's the ultimate currency of life, finite and irreplaceable. When someone values you, they willingly invest their time, no matter how chaotic their schedule may be. Think of Marcus Aurelius. As the Roman emperor, his days were consumed by the weight of managing an empire, commanding armies, and addressing endless political matters. Yet, despite this, he made time for what truly mattered, moments of introspection, meaningful conversations, and his closest relationships. Why? Because he understood that where you spend your time is a reflection of what you value most. Now let's bring it back to your relationship. Ask yourself, does she frequently cancel plans? Is she always rescheduling at the last minute or going silent for days without explanation? If this happens once or twice, it's understandable. Life throws curveballs, but when it becomes a recurring pattern, it's no longer about being busy, it's about priorities. For instance, imagine you've been looking forward to a date night. You've planned everything, a cozy restaurant, her favorite dessert, even a playlist for the drive. Then just hours before, you get a text. Sorry, something came up. Can we reschedule? The first time, you brush it off. Maybe she really is swamped. But then it happens again and again. Over time, the message becomes clear. You're not at the top of her list. Contrast this with someone who truly values you. Even when life gets hectic, they'll find ways to show they care. Maybe it's a quick call during a lunch break to check in, a heartfelt text to let you know they're thinking of you, or simply honoring the plans they've made with you, no matter how small. Warrior, your time is precious. It's not something to be wasted on someone who treats it as disposable. As Stoics, we know the value of time and the importance of aligning our lives with those who respect it as much as we do. Remember, you deserve to be with someone who sees your time as a gift, not an inconvenience. If she's unwilling to invest her time in you, it's time to ask yourself if this relationship aligns with your worth and values. 2. Your efforts go unnoticed. Effort is the backbone of any meaningful relationship. It's not just what we do, it's how we silently say, "You matter to me." Through effort, we communicate care, respect, and value for one another in ways words alone can't express. Imagine this. You've spent days planning a surprise picnic. You've packed her favorite foods, written a heartfelt note, and chosen a scenic spot she once mentioned loving, a view that reminded her of her childhood or a dream destination. You're excited, hoping this thoughtful gesture will make her smile. But when you arrive, instead of showing appreciation, she barely acknowledges your effort. Maybe she complains about the weather or dismisses the setup with a casual, "You didn't have to do all this." It's a gut punch, isn't it? Efforts, when unacknowledged or brushed aside, can leave you feeling invisible, questioning whether your gestures even mattered. Here's the thing. Research consistently shows that feeling appreciated is one of the most desired traits in a partner. But appreciation isn't just about a simple thank you. It's about recognizing the thought and time behind actions, reciprocating that energy, and showing genuine gratitude. Take a lesson from Marcus Tullius Cicero, who said, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others." When someone values you, they don't just receive your effort passively, they meet it with their own, perhaps in different ways, but always with sincerity and respect. Now, let's flip the script. Imagine this scenario instead. You plan the same picnic, and when you reveal the setup, her face lights up. She hugs you tightly, laughs about the unpredictable weather, and tells you how much she appreciates the thought you put into making her happy. That's what it feels like to be valued. If she consistently overlooks your gestures, minimizes your contributions, or acts like your effort is expected rather than cherished, it's not just a lack of gratitude, it's a lack of respect for you and what you bring to the table. And here's the trap many men fall into, thinking, maybe if I do more, she'll notice. Maybe if I plan bigger surprises or try harder, she'll finally see my worth. But here's the hard truth, warrior. True appreciation doesn't need to be coaxed or earned through endless effort. It's a natural response when someone genuinely values you. So don't waste your time or energy chasing appreciation from someone who's unwilling to see your worth. Save that effort for someone who cherishes the thought, care, and love you invest. You deserve nothing less. 3. Zero emotional investment. Relationships are more than just shared activities or moments. They're built on emotional depth. True connection goes beyond surface-level interactions. A woman who values you will engage with you on an emotional level, sharing her thoughts, listening to yours, and weaving a bond of mutual understanding and trust. Let's take a closer look. How do your conversations with her feel? Are they enriching and balanced, or do they feel like an uphill climb? Do you find yourself driving the dialogue, asking all the questions, showing interest in her life, her goals, her feelings, while she barely engages or reciprocates? Here's a common scenario. You've had a tough day at work. Maybe a project didn't go as planned, or a conflict with a colleague left you feeling drained. You reach out to her, hoping to share your experience, maybe even lighten your load. But instead of empathy or encouragement, you're met with indifference. She scrolls through her phone, responds with a half-hearted, "That sucks," and moves on without looking up. Compare that to a woman who's emotionally invested in you. She notices your tone, asks thoughtful questions, and listens attentively. She might say, "That sounds really tough. How are you feeling about it now?" Or, "I know how hard you've been working on that project. What can I do to help?" Emotional investment is about showing up for each other, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Epicurus, the ancient philosopher, once said that meaningful relationships are rooted in mutual understanding and purpose. This means both partners actively contribute to the emotional fabric of the relationship. If she isn't curious about your journey, your dreams, your fears, your challenges, or if she rarely shares her own, it's a clear sign of emotional disengagement. Here's another example. Imagine you share a personal victory with her, like earning a promotion, completing a challenging project, or achieving a fitness milestone. A woman who values you will celebrate with genuine enthusiasm. She'll make you feel like your wins are her wins because she's invested in your happiness. On the flip side, if her reaction is lukewarm or dismissive, it speaks volumes about her emotional involvement or lack thereof. Warrior, relationships thrive on emotional investment. A woman who truly values you will want to understand your world. She'll take the time to explore your thoughts, celebrate your victories, and support your struggles. She'll be your confidant, someone you can rely on to foster a connection that feels deep, meaningful, and fulfilling. Without emotional engagement, there's no foundation for a lasting bond. Don't settle for a relationship that feels hollow or one-sided. Your emotional energy deserves to be met with equal care and respect. Build your connections wisely and align yourself with someone who's as invested in you as you are in them. 4. The respect gap. Respect isn't just a nice to have in a relationship, it's the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, even the strongest connections falter and crumble over time. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor who ruled one of the greatest empires in history. Despite wielding immense power, he approached his leadership with humility and a deep respect for the people around him, soldiers, senators, and citizens alike. He understood that true strength is shown not in dominance, but in recognizing the worth and dignity of others. In relationships, the same principle applies. A woman who truly values you will demonstrate respect in her words, actions, and how she engages with you. It won't always be dramatic or grand. It's in the everyday moments that respect becomes clear. Now let's explore what a lack of respect might look like. Does she frequently interrupt you, brush off your opinions, or dismiss your ideas with a sarcastic remark? Maybe you've shared a long-held ambition or a dream you're working hard to achieve, and instead of support, you're met with a laugh or a condescending comment like, "Why bother? That'll never work." At first, these behaviors might seem minor, a sarcastic jab here, a dismissive shrug there. But over time, they accumulate. Each instance chips away at your confidence, your trust, and your sense of self-worth. And here's the truth, warrior. Respect doesn't require perfection, but it does require intentionality. Disagreements are natural, even healthy in a relationship. They challenge you to grow and understand each other better. But here's the key: disagreements should never become a battlefield where respect is the first casualty. A woman who values you will listen thoughtfully during conflicts. She'll seek to understand your perspective, engage constructively, and keep the focus on resolving the issue, not tearing you down or making it personal. For example, imagine a disagreement about something as simple as weekend plans. A disrespectful partner might roll her eyes, call your idea stupid, or dismiss your input altogether. But a respectful partner would say, "I see where you're coming from, but can we explore a different option?" The difference is night and day. Don't ignore the signs of disrespect, no matter how subtle they may seem. They're not just harmless quirks or bad habits. They're reflections of a deeper issue, an unwillingness to honor your worth. You deserve a partner who cherishes your presence, values your contributions, and respects your journey as much as her own. Warrior, the path to self-respect starts with recognizing your inherent value and refusing to settle for less. Relationships are meant to be a partnership, mutual, balanced, and uplifting. If you've identified these 4 behaviors in your relationship, a lack of time, unacknowledged effort, zero emotional investment, and a gap in respect, they are red flags you cannot afford to ignore. As a Stoic man, remember this: your value is not determined by someone else's treatment of you. It's intrinsic, unshakable, and rooted in the strength you cultivate within yourself. Relationships should complement your life, not diminish it. Take a step back and reflect. Is this relationship truly aligned with your worth, your principles, and your goals? If the answer is no, then it's time to make a choice, not out of anger or resentment, but out of clarity and self-respect. Thank you for joining us at Stoic Monarch. If this video resonated with you, show your support by hitting the like button, sharing it with someone who might need this wisdom, and subscribing for more insights grounded in the timeless teachings of Stoicism. Warrior, as you move forward, do so with clarity, confidence, and an unwavering sense of purpose. You are enough, you are strong, and you deserve a life filled with respect, meaning, and resilience. Until next time, stay true, stay resilient, and keep striving toward your highest potential.